Good morning.
Morning, we match.
Fred. Oh,
How are you today? Happy Monday.
yes, and we have sunshine again. We had a real dreary weekend. It
Oh, did you? We had a super sunny weekend.
was like a misty rain the whole day yesterday,
Oh,
and it
was
was cold. It
I was
was
gonna say,
actually
was it
cold.
cold? Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes you just want to cook something warm and snuggle up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's been almost 100 here consistently for a couple weeks, so not cold,
Oh, oh.
but today is definitely overcast, and I guess we'll get the um, residual impacts of that hurricane up the East
Oh.
Coast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Do you get it really bad when that happens, or?
You know, sometimes we do. We get the tornadoes and the high winds and lots of flooding.
Oh, oh. Years ago, my one uncle lived in, it was near Richmond. What was it? It had a very strange name, but he had like a little farm there, and he said too, you either get rain or you don't get rain. It's one or the other.
Here comes Suzette and Kim too. Yay!
Oh, hey.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Suzette, your hair always looks so nice.
Thank you.
You wake up with this natural beauty going on.
No. It's got a mind of its own.
Oh, and you go with it that day then.
Yeah.
Yep.
Morning, Kim. Your hair looks pretty too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
How's everybody doing? You ready for the week?
Yep.
How shall we make this week different than last week? Here comes Kim too. Everyone is up nice and early. This is so fabulous. Or Casey. Kim is here. Good morning, Casey.
Oh,
Let's see, maybe she can't hear us yet. Can you hear us, Casey?
Good morning. Yep.
Good morning. I have your project ready to share, the PDF. Do you guys want to see what Kim was talking about with the organizer?
Yeah.
And then we can decide like the best way to make it. Let me just get the PDF open here and then I'll share. It looks really fun, and I want to know what program you're using to scan this in. It turned out awesome.
I just have an Epson scanner, and then I put it in Adobe Acrobat.
Oh, okay. I have the PDF open, so now let's see how I can screen share here. Okay, you all tell me if you can see it.
yes.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And is it big enough for you to
Mhm.
get a good look at it? Okay,
Yeah.
so Kim, do you think or Casey, gosh, sorry guys. You want to hear the funny thing? My father's name is Kim.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So do you think, all of you, that they patchwork pieced this fabric as well?
I think they might have.
Yeah, I think they
Yeah.
did.
Yeah. But I mean,
Isn't that French braid, they call it in quilting.
Oh, do they?
Do
Boy,
they?
It is
funny.
French braid.
I was figuring I could put whatever I wanted on the outside, and I was even thinking of maybe adding a pocket to the outside.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just a flat pocket that you could slip stuff into.
Do you quilt, Casey?
I can. I don't often do it. I did it much when I was in my early 20s, but I don't sew straight real well.
Oh, really?
That's hard to believe.
You
a curve. Give me, easing one layer into the other. I'm good, but I can't sew straight.
Oh, interesting. Have you had the same machine the whole time?
No, I haven't.
So it's not the machine then.
No, I don't think so. Although I did see the other day somebody using, it wasn't a piping foot, but it was some other one that had like a guide on the side. I thought, oh, maybe if I use that guide, that might help me stay in my lane.
That's so cute. Aw. Okay, so we have then that consideration because it is really, really pretty, but I have no idea how time consuming that would be. Does anyone have a guess? If
No. You could just use regular fabric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have tons and tons of little itty bitty remnants.
Oh, you want to make a crumb one, huh?
Crumb, yes, that's
Crumb quilt.
right.
Well, I mean, you could do whatever you want in terms of if you wanted to do a crumb, quilt or whatever, and then just as long as you have the right size square, I mean, you can make it out of
Yeah.
whatever you want to. So
Yeah.
And then the binding. Do you think that will be difficult?
I believe it's just bias, and you could
Oh.
either make it or you can buy it. Let's see what.
Because those corners to me look intimidating.
Actually, they're easier than the straight on corner because you can kind of round around it, and you can actually press the kind of shape the binding ahead of as you go around. So it's really not that hard.
It says 1/2 inch wide double fold bias tape.
There you go. You can buy it. You don't have to make it.
Yeah.
Okay, let me show you the inside. It's so beautiful. So you could do, I think, you have a lot of freedom for the interior. You could do any kind of pockets that you wanted, whatever you wanted to hold in it. And they have a lot of really fun examples. Then there's also this made to order organizer, which looks like a lot of fun to me too. So I'll just scroll through this so you all can see.
So I put the two together because they're two separate articles, but it just looked like a really, you figure out what it is you want to contain, and then you figure out which size it's got to be, and then just make the pockets to the right size.
Yeah, and so like they use one for arts and crafts, one for like little medicines, and they had one they turned into a man wallet, and I can't tell, I gotta get this navigation out of my way so I can see what the other one is. I can't really tell what that pretty brown one is at the top, what they're holding with it. Looks like pens again, and
Yeah, I don't know if it's like a coupon organizer or what.
yeah, so they both look fun. The wallet would be really easy to make, but the organizer I think would be a nice challenge. The sewing tool tote. What do you all think?
I don't know.
like
I
it.
never made crafty stuff.
Kim, you just
I've
made
never-
clothes?
I never made crafty stuff, so I don't know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And it was just, it's what I'm thinking about doing, and I don't, if folks aren't up for it, that's fine. I don't want to make anybody.
Where was this article at?
I think it was in Sew News.
And it's from 2011, 2013. So that's even more.
Okay,
Yeah.
I might have that book.
Really? Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm going through some old ones, and I'm getting ready to discard them.
Oh, don't throw that out.
Oh no, I look through all the articles, and then I just take them to the bin and throw them away.
Oh.
How fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm totally up for it, Casey. It looks
Okay.
really fun to me. What?
I like it too.
So what? So we need to add programming anyway. So maybe we can get like a happy medium and leave Tuesdays for the patterns that we vote on. And then maybe this is something we could start working on Fridays even. What do you
Those
guys?
And those who want to can.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to find that.
and plus we can still visit too,
Mhm.
during that time as well.
Well, the Friday one, it says show and tell. So if you work on it during the week, we can just show where we are and then, do the rest of the visiting and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I mean, I think
Okay.
you can work on it while you're there. Does Kim really have this at her fingertips?
I might have it. I really do. I've been going through and I've got them all stacked up to go and throw them away at the because the library has this big bin, throw away old magazines.
Oh,
Were you a librarian once? Because not at an instant.
And so, and me and my husband have been going away, throwing a bunch of magazines and papers and all kinds of stuff away.
Mhm.
And I'm thinking I might have this one, and I'm gonna have to go look.
do any of you get Threads magazine?
Yes.
Well, I have been saving them since the first one, and now they came out with a DVD. No, it's a jump stick with everything on it, and I have been saving those issues, and it's all at your fingertip with one little touch.
How much does it cost to get the stick with everything on it?
It was on special for $69.
Really?
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Is
Yeah.
is it still available?
Oh yeah.
Oh, how fun is
See,
that?
Threads is my guilty pleasure, and I like to just go through them.
Chocolate?
You know,
Or Thread?
That's better than Pinterest, right?
But they have a index also, and it can be in all different years and all
Yeah.
different months, and yeah.
That would be useful. Then I could look up in the index and then go to because I'm not getting rid of my Threads magazine. That's kind of like my, as I said, my guilty pleasure. And but it
How
would
long
be nice
have
to
you-
have the index.
How long have you been saving them?
Oh, I don't know. It's
Oh, mine-
probably how long have they been in publication? It's probably been at least 20 years.
Oh, more. Yeah, I have them
Oh,
all.
wow. Oh
Yeah.
no, I got rid of a lot of those.
I use them for insulation in the house.
Oh my God.
That's what my husband says.
Hmm.
Do you
So-
guys get RB Digital?
Pardon?
Oh, that's the library.
Yeah. Do you guys
Yeah.
get that? Because they have so News on that app.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, my So Newses are all boxed up, and I know where they are, but it would be just a lot to try and get them unboxed. So I have to, if I really need a So News fix, a Threads fix, I will have to try that.
Oh.
I don't know. I haven't seen Thread yet, but I know they have So News because
Okay.
I'm thinking about canceling my subscription with So News and just look at it online instead of
Yeah. Mhm.
having all that paper.
Yeah.
True.
Okay, well, what do you think about then working on the project? For everybody who wants to, we can work on it on Fridays and then customize the interior however you want. So if you don't need it to hold
Are we
sewing,
doing the quilting part?
I think I really want to. I do,
Mm.
yeah. Just because I have
Oh.
so many tiny bits, but if you want to use whole cloth, go right ahead. Don't.
Yeah, I don't have access to all my little scraps, so I think I'm going to be going whole cloth.
Yeah, yeah.
I even have some whole cloth that it's a cheater's quilt. So you just follow the lines and you pretend.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Absolutely perfect. So does anyone think it would be a problem if I share Casey's PDF? Like, would that be?
No, we won't report you.
Well,
Are you making any money off of it?
No.
no.
Okay, then I think it's usually it's
Yes.
okay. It's for just common use. You're not making any money off of it. Then they usually don't have a problem.
And you're not saying it's your pattern either.
Right.
Okay, so guess we're just referencing it, right? And Kim might own a copy and you own a copy.
And I owned a copy. I just scanned mine and threw out the rest.
Okay. Yeah, and I think there is something too, if you take a picture of something, then you own the picture. I just would want to be you know,
Yeah,
purposely.
they just don't want you, like, you can't go out and buy that issue again, and they just don't want you making a lot of money off of their work. So we've referenced it, you know, if anybody asks, we got this out of So News. That's their kind of, you know, marketing for them. So I don't think anybody would quibble with us there.
And if we link completely back to it.
Yeah.
That's good for them too. Okay, so I'll publish that post today, and then for everybody who wants to, we'll show that progress off on Fridays and talk about what we're doing. It's going to take me longer than the rest of you using whole cloth, but I'll be able to get all my little bits in there. So that's fun. Then I have another fun share for you too. Nancy sent pictures from the baby shower. Do you want to see those? How they decorated?
Yeah.
I got all these, all this insider scoop for you this morning. Okay, let me get those up. Okay.
How's everybody's dress going?
So far, so good. I'm wondering though, I had a question for y'all before I cut this fabric.
Suzette laughed. Suzette, you laughed. What was that laugh for?
I think I'm between two sizes.
Try on? Did you?
Well, I cut out one size and put it on and it just fit, but I cut the bigger one out. So I'm hoping I can have it kind of together at the 12:30. If not, I'll have to show tomorrow.
Fun. Are you doing the muslin or are you doing the real deal?
Yes. Yeah, I'm doing the muslin. I'm not cutting my fabric yet.
Yeah, that's smart, especially if you're between sizes. Because one of the things you'll find is if it just fits, you could just do the side seams a little bit shallower. The other one might have too much fabric if you've gone up a size. You'll end up with too much, you know, fabric in your bust area. So
Yeah, I think that's what's going on. So the best thing to do is use the smaller one and just narrow my seam allowance.
that would be one way. And you can pin fit that. You can pin fit it with the narrower seam allowances and see if that gives you enough ease before you go trying to retrofit the larger one.
That seems like a lot of work.
It's only one time.
Did you get your little ruler, Suzette?
I do. Mine's different.
Yeah. Is this one gonna work? That's what I ordered.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They're all slightly different, but they pretty much have that shallow swoop and then the bigger round curve, and you're good. You should be able to do any arm size or a hip adjustment with that.
When are we going to have to use this?
When you make your alterations. Your in-between size dress.
Yeah, you might, like if you wanted to have the arm be a little bit lower, it would have, that's a nice curve to help you get a nice curve so that the arm can be lower. If you want it to be a little bit higher, again, you can redraw your pattern with that and have it come up higher and actually be a nice swoop instead of, because if it's not a nice swoop like that, when you put the sleeve in, it could get a little wonky. Oh, you're not doing sleeves, never mind.
But if you go too far down, your bra will hang out.
Yeah.
That's what I'm worried about with the bigger one.
I have that.
Oh, yeah.
I ordered this and then my husband came with he got this out of all his tools. He's got
Oh, yeah, you could use those.
But
Called the French curve.
yeah, there's like 7 of them in here. I don't know what he was doing with them.
Doodling. I found fabric. Remember I told you I had a search? This is Michael Miller fabric.
for the dress,
Oh, that's
Yes.
oh, stunning.
Because when I finish it, it won't be a summer dress. It'll be a fall dress.
That's really pretty.
It's got white, brown, and black.
That's pretty.
And there's no border print. It's just totally solid.
Oh,
and
that's
then
Very pretty.
You know, another thing I do, and my friends laugh at me, when I bring the fabric home, I serge the cut edge because when you put it in the washing machine, you don't get all those tangled up threads in that. And before it can go into the box, it's got to be washed. So I have a backlog, so I have to do some washing. But I really like this when I bought it. Ask me when I bought it.
When did you buy it?
6 years ago.
Wow. Well,
It
it's
aged. It's aged, so now it's about ready.
that's so funny that you have a back. There's a line for the washing machine.
Yeah, those plastic bins are wonderful. You just push it in and put the lid on.
Yep.
So Elaine, you sew no fabric before it's time, huh?
True, Casey.
So when do we use this? When we're sewing up the
When you're redoing your armhole.
Which if you don't need to, you don't need it.
Oh,
But it is
yeah.
a great tool if you're going to
that-
sew.
Is that like one of the final stages or?
No.
It would be when you're doing your pattern.
Beginning.
Yeah. But if you didn't need to make any adjustments on your armhole, you didn't actually need it. But you don't know that until you get started.
And she might need it at the waist, right?
Oh,
When we
how
get,
is, well, no, because you've got a waist seam. So you're pretty much going to come down to your waist and then the dress will come out from there. If you were doing if you had something that was one piece for the front, one piece for the back and wasn't, didn't have a waist seam, you might use it there as well
Yeah.
to kind of scooch that curve. As one of my friends who was does a lot of sewing for, she has her own business. She says, an essence of waist.
That's cute.
that was really
Or Suzette, if you make a pencil skirt, you'd want to do your hip with the French curve.
Oh, I don't see myself ever in a pencil skirt.
Me neither.
Maybe years ago, but not now.
That's what I wore years ago. Yeah.
Did you
Before I retired, I could have probably wore one.
Oh. Well, now they get to be casual at work like we never could. We always had to be dressed up.
Yeah.
I wore a uniform. I was a letter carrier.
Oh.
I'm
fun?
not doing all that exercising anymore. So
So you must look good in blue.
Was
not that color.
it blue, the uniform for you?
Kind of a gray blue, and then the top was a lighter blue.
How did you carry that mail bag?
I think that's why I have back problems now.
Oh. And now they have to even bring packages. We have a little tiny mail lady, and it's unbelievable what she carries.
Yeah, you have to be able to lift 70 pounds, they say.
Oh, I would have never made that.
Well, 70 pounds is hard enough, but if it's some awkward shaped
Yeah.
box,
Yeah.
But you did have the little hand carts if you needed them.
Oh.
You truly walked your mail
9 miles a day.
every day, rain, snow. Well, you probably didn't have snow.
No snow, lightning, rain, 100 degrees.
You didn't get a truck?
Oh yeah, you have a truck. You just park at a certain spot and then you walk and then you drive the truck some more and walk some more.
Oh, okay. Thank God. For a
And
truck.
dogs.
To
How
tell
many years?
when lightning was striking all around you and you're keep
I
going.
stayed in my truck.
Oh,
I'm not doing that.
How many years did you do that, Suzette?
25.
Oh my, what a woman. Oh my gosh. Whoa.
The first 4 years were inside, but they were midnights sorting
Oh.
the mail. And that was hard because my kids were little.
Oh.
did people used to stop and talk to you? Did
Oh yeah.
lots of questions for you?
Everybody liked the mailman.
Well, you think you know where everything in the world is. You got to stop for directions all the time. Well, when you have your own route for so long, you know all the people and they're nice. And
Mm-hmm. They probably gave
Mine,
you presents.
mine were 55 and older, so I love
Oh.
that generation.
Yeah. Did they give you presents?
Oh, yeah.
And then you had to carry those back.
They're so generous at Christmas time. I was like, why are they giving me all this? I couldn't believe it.
Mm.
So grateful.
Yeah, it was.
I always put
I
money,
had nice people. I had
Oh.
nice people.
I put money in an envelope so it was easier to carry. That was better.
Did they give you money too, Suzette?
Well, yeah, I used to make about $4,000 at Christmas time. Yeah.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
wow. That's what I should have been. I get anything at
That's
Christmas.
what I mean. I couldn't believe it. And then I thought, well, how am I going to give back? I can't do anything with 7,000 customers, you know. No, I just gave cards. And then all the carriers would put the cards in the mailboxes. And then someone turned me in one time, and I swear I never even thought about it. I didn't put stamps on them. I almost got fired for that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But from that point on, everything got a stamp on it.
Oh my God.
When,
I seriously didn't think about it because all the carriers were doing it. And I just thought that's something that was like an unwritten rule that you could do, but apparently it's not.
Wow. We have
Yeah.
a mailbox at the end of our street. And years ago, when my kids were small, that was my exercise to go do the mail. Well, do you know somebody set the mail on fire? They dropped, you pull the door down, they threw stuff in there, and I never used it again because the stuff burned up.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
how'd you get your mail then?
Well, I just didn't go, I didn't mail it out in the mailbox. No, it was the mailbox at the end of the street.
Oh,
Oh, the big blue one?
Yeah, yeah. So it's still there and hardly anyone uses it.
ever since the fire.
And we've gotten new people too that have moved in and nobody uses it.
Someone tried to steal the one at our post office and they ripped out the column when they were trying to steal it and like the roof almost collapsed.
Why would you need that mailbox? I don't understand.
Oh, I think that there's, valuable contents perhaps.
Right. Social Security checks and
Checks
stuff
and
like that. Right.
Because you know how you do e-checks now? That worries me. Yeah.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Especially when you hear about all these things where they did an electronic transfer or whatever, and it didn't make it to its destination, and the person then has to spend 6 months of their life trying to convince the company that screwed up that they screwed up, and that really I do need my money over here.
It is. It's wild how it all moves and we can't see any of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Where-
It was a fun job. It was a fun job.
Oh.
I bet it was. You have tons of stories too, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, there's a group of us that get together once a month for lunch, the retired women. And we always said we should have wrote a book because of all the things that happen, and so many people answer the door with no clothes on. And
Oh, and that was interesting.
just anything you could think of happened. So funny.
I was reading an article, maybe a year or so ago. They were talking about how to improve the quality of life in a community. And one of the ways they talked about was to use the natural connections that mail carriers have to help people stay connected. So like, especially in a place where they're 55 and older, and a lot of them are a lot older than 55, the idea of somebody always, that touchstone of seeing somebody when you don't see them for, a day or two,
Oh, yeah.
to call somebody and say, I haven't seen so-and-so for a while,
Oh.
just, maybe you want to check. They said it was one of those ways that it would be inexpensive, wouldn't really put too much of a burden on the person, and would use the resources that are already in place that people trust, et cetera, versus sending somebody you don't know around to check on people.
Yeah.
It's really easy. All you have to do is, what I used to do is, if they didn't pick their mail up for a day or two, if it was still in the mailbox or the newspaper still in the driveway, I would do that. I would send somebody. Most of it was a mobile home park, so I could just go to the office and say, have somebody check on so-and-so.
Yeah, and they said it reduces costs because you find out things sooner, so that they don't go to a spot where it's more expensive to help somebody out afterwards. So, well, that's a smart idea.
The Meals on Wheels in this area, they not only deliver the food, they actually visit with the people for like 5-10 minutes, which is nice.
Do they come inside or do they just visit outside?
My cousin had it, and I think if the weather was bad, she'd ask them to come in. But normally, I think they just are supposed to deliver outside. She had a little box that they put the stuff in.
What kind of food do they bring?
She got 2 meals, a sandwich, which would have been lunch, and then the other meal was to reheat later in the day in the microwave. So this box kept it insulated if she wasn't home. Yeah.
And they do it every day?
Not weekends, just 5 days a week. Yeah. I had an aunt and uncle that did it, and they were older than the people they took it to. They were just very, young at heart, and they weren't hurting or anything. So yeah, they always laughed about that.
Is it run entirely by volunteers? Do you know the
Oh
deliveries?
yeah, some churches do it. The food bank, maybe not the food bank, but there's the mission. There's different ones that, and now you pay for it. It's not free.
Oh, you do.
You pay for it, but it's very economical.
And is it kind of twofold, the social aspect of it, as well as that it's just hard for them to get out?
A combination, I think, really. Yeah. Because they look forward if they don't ever get any company come over.
Yeah. Yeah. So are they still doing it right now with COVID?
Meals on Wheels? I don't know. I wonder.
There's in some places I know that they're still doing it, but they can't do the visiting part. They have to,
Right.
drop it. And then if they're trying to talk to the person, they have to back up, and they're really not encouraged to hang around and talk because the people they're delivering to are in the high risk category.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I've cooked every meal since this started, and I'm sort of getting cooked out. I would like to go out and eat a meal every day. What are we going to eat today? 3 meals a day. Oh, good Lordy. I can't skip, but my husband he wants breakfast, lunch, and supper.
Oh. Does everybody else cook
Honey,
food?
there's the refrigerator, the milk's in it, and over there's the box of cereal. Go to it.
He heats muffins up every once in a while.
Oh, good.
No, I was originally cooking and I said, I'm done with this. I'm done.
Yeah.
3 days a week I cook. That's it.
3 days you cook. Do you cook
Yeah.
3 meals or you just cook on
I
3
cook.
days?
I cook only 3 days and I cook 1 meal.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Can you come over and show me how to do that?
I mean, these are grown people. They know how to eat. They know how to eat it, so they should know how to cook it.
There you go.
But when he cooks, I have to eat it, and I just can't do that. He's a retired fireman, and he had a cook at the station, so he really does not know how to. He just heats. He's the reheat king.
Well, then you just cook 1 or 2 days and then let him reheat for the rest.
You got a point there. But I've lost weight. I'm really so pleased with it because I don't, my daughter won't get us goodies. She just gets healthy food.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it is. I think sometimes I had a sugar addiction where I just had to have something sweet or salty.
Mhm.
And I'm getting away from that. We've always had fruit, but it's better. It is healthier.
Yep.
I just want some chocolate. And not the baking chocolate, real chocolate.
I've learned how to make something chocolate. I've learned how to make chocolate bars.
Oh,
Because-
really?
Really?
Yeah, I mean they're not like the store bought, but they're chocolate and they're a little sweet. I mean, I like really dark chocolate, so I don't put a lot of sweetener in. But there's recipes online for making homemade chocolates, and but you have to. I mean, I use things like maple syrup for the sweetener, or honey. You know, those kinds of things that are, so you don't get that sugar addiction
Oh.
thing that you get with white sugar. But yeah, it's, like I said, it's not like store bought, but it is chocolate.
It sounds good.
From
There's-
the age of 7 until 18, I worked in my aunt and uncle's bakery. And my uncle said I ate all his profits because I was tall and skinny.
That would be fun, Elaine. Did they have
Oh, I
donuts?
loved it. The people would come in and they'd ask who filled the donuts today, because when you fill jelly donuts, it's in a big tub and it has the things on the side. And I would push down on that thing and fill those donuts up. And then I would make kolaches for 8 hours on Saturday morning.
Oh,
Those little tiny little things. I still make them.
Donuts are my favorite thing on earth. They're
Really?
so not good for you, but I just think donuts are amazing.
Do you have Krispy Kreme by you?
No, what we do have you all ever heard of Wegmans grocery stores?
Yes.
Oh,
So we have a Wegmans and they have amazing donuts. I think they're a New Jersey company. And so
Oh.
they have like old style donuts and they bake them fresh there. But
yeah.
I don't get them very often because I recognize I shouldn't eat a lot of donuts. But when I do, I just enjoy the heck out of it. Yeah. So let me show
How
you.
do you have for anything else if you cook 3 meals a day? You'd be in the kitchen all day long.
Yeah.
And cleaning.
You feel
Yeah.
like you are. You really do.
Well, it takes about anywhere from an hour to hour and a half to prepare it, but he does do dishes because we don't have a dishwasher. We never have. And
Each
he does the dishes. Yeah.
Each meal is an hour and a half.
Oh, no, supper usually is an hour and a half. Sandwich, no, you can put, or soup, you heat the soup up.
Oh, see,
The other day-
we don't eat soup.
Oh, the other day I made sour cream pancakes with fresh blueberries in it, and they were really good. That took a good hour.
Sound amazing.
That's too much work.
Oh, but I'd like to eat it too, though.
My husband would starve to death if he was waiting on me to feed him.
They need a cooking club here.
Uh,
Watch someone make sour cream blueberry pancakes.
I could send each of you about 100 cookbooks.
Oh
Oh my God. You got
Huge
that many
collection
cookbooks?
then.
My one aunt had a catering company, and I worked it for her for a long time, and I just got used to good food. I don't like fast food. I'll only eat maybe a hamburger once a month, but no McDonald's or any of those. Although
If-
Wendy's have a good Frosty.
I agree. I think so too. It must be hard for you to go to a restaurant because the quality is not very good anymore, I don't think, in restaurants.
Well, I learned how to keep my mouth shut because, yeah, I would critique it.
And you didn't have to cook it, so you kind of have to give them points for that.
Yeah. Or else I'd say to my husband, we paid money for this. But he'll eat anything. It doesn't matter to him.
Y'all want to see what the baby shower looked like?
Yes.
Let me show you that. Can you see it? Oops.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. That was their virtual baby shower.
Yeah, let me see if I can switch. There we go. Okay, that's the little button I need. And they're in like a rental, I think, vacation
Oh,
home.
right.
So
Yeah.
she was laughing. They decorated the pelts. Over there.
What is that?
Poor animals.
Those squirrels?
Yes.
Oh,
Do you know, Isabel and I the other day, I'll have to share the video. We saw a real bear on the way to the studio. It crossed the road.
Oh, no.
Oh.
And it was so fun. I
Mm.
used to see bears all the time when I was a child at my grandparents', but I haven't seen a bear in decades.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Ah,
Isn't that funny? And then I have to show you the baby. Let me get
Oh.
the baby was premature. You might remember if you were
Yeah.
on the chat. I just got to find that picture. But I just think he is so darling. He has a little smile on his face. Let me get back to screen sharing. And I'll
there we go. Oops.
aw.
Oh.
Doesn't it look like he's smiling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's called a gas bubble, but it looks like a smile.
Oh my gosh, it looks like a sweet smile. And then this
Aw.
is his nursery that they did.
Wow.
Because she was so premature, she didn't have anything ready. And so the family all pitched in and
Oh my
got the nursery ready in time for him.
Is that like a tool? They converted a tool bin to a.
Like a changing
Uh-huh.
table. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
How fun is that? And
Hey, Andrew, you could put your maps in there.
you're right, I could. My maps. That little sign says, "My garage, my tools, my rules."
Oh, that's so
Oh, okay.
cute.
It turned out really cute. I'm
Aw.
happy for them that they got to do all that. It'd be so hard to have a baby right now.
Oh, definitely. Oh,
Oh, it's been-
My neighbor across the street just had a baby and I can't even go see it.
Oh, that's so
oh,
hard.
Yeah.
yeah.
Her family comes over and they sit in the front yard and they're like, you know, 10 feet apart.
And you know, they say bonding is so important with, you know, touching him and that. My one cousin adopted a baby from Russia and they had a lot of problems with him because he had never been held. He was kept in a crib and they would just, you know, feed him a bottle. And as he grew up, he had a very hard time getting close to people. So I really believe that they do need that bonding.
Mm. Oh.
Yeah.
Fortunately, they have lots of time with their parents if their parents are, you know, working from home. But you know, getting the grandparents and the aunties and everybody in, that's
The
hard.
help, yeah, yeah.
I would be devastated if I missed my shot at being a grandmother right now, you know? Like if Ashley was having a baby now and I didn't get to, one, be there with her to hold the baby, I would just be protesting this. I'd be like,
And you know what sad is the ones that have lost their parents and can't be with them. Every time I hear that, it just gives me the chills. My mother died in my arms and it was like, gee, and they don't even get to see them, you know.
they're having to do virtual funerals.
Yeah, I just can't, I can't fathom that. That would have been horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Let's hope we don't, any of us have to experience that. Please.
Yeah.
So Kim, I think you should make the organizer so you can feel how I'm feeling about this dress right now.
I think you might be right about that.
Well,
Kinda
tell us
stretch
first though, what are you feeling about the dress though, Suzette? Because maybe they can help.
Well, I think I understand how to put it together. I'm just worried about the sizing. So I'm going to take both of these sizes. I'm going to do the darts and everything, and then I'll put them on. Once I get past if I'm doing the right size or not, I'll be okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And thousands of women feel like that when they sew. It's the cutting into fabric.
Even when you've sewed and for a long, long time, it's just cutting into that fabric the first time. You're like, okay, I covered everything, but.
Yeah, I'm a
I ordered
very
extra,
slow
just in
sewer.
case.
Slow.
Or like Andrea told us at the beginning, perfection isn't needed, but you know what? You tend to want to do that correctly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But if you don't, you'll know what to do the next time.
You
Right.
learn by your errors. Yeah.
And there's often a fix, so I remember, cutting a bodice too short. So I inserted a band into the dress, and now I have a different style, but I have a dress.
Creative.
There's lines on the pattern to lengthen or shorten.
Right.
Yeah. Hmm.
I was just not paying attention.
And I wanted to tell you all, I don't know if you looked at the post that I put up last week, but the pattern designer for that featured that whole pattern last week. And so there's a blog post about all the different styles. The
Mhm.
bad news for us, and we had no way to know, they put it on half price for that one day.
Yes. I saw it.
We didn't have it. How would we know though? We had no way to know.
Yeah.
So
Oh, wow.
Andrew, you're talking about you're posting things. I'm not sure how to get to where you're posting things.
Okay.
Did I miss
let me pull it up so I could show you all real quick, because I'm hearing that a lot, and I was trying to explain that to them too, and I think I found out why, because do you all just receive the email and then
I
that
did.
just has the link to the register for this chat, but not the website. So let me show you what that looks like. I got mine open.
Oh, okay.
Well, we register and it shows, we get a confirmation, it shows.
Yeah, and the confirmations are all really nice, because then you don't have to hunt or anything. So there we go. Can you all see that?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, so this is the Element 3 Health Club site, Casey.
Okay.
And so you go there and then you register, which is just like your name and your email address.
Mhm.
And then you can get all the club schedules here. But then if you want to see what's happening in like the sewing club or your respective club, you go
Okay.
into their page.
Okay.
And so here's where I'm kind of posting about my Lisa dress
Oh,
experience.
look at that fabric. It's so gorgeous.
Oh, look at her.
Yeah, the kids take pictures of me working. So, but right here is a blog post from the designer, and you can click on that and see all different kinds of examples. And so they even have somebody who took the Lisa dress and combined 2 different patterns. So you can make a little shirt out of it.
Yeah.
The belt,
that's
I
cute.
thought, also looks really pretty with it too.
Mhm.
They're coming out with a scalloped bottom. I personally love the maxi.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, I think it's gorgeous. And then here they combined a different skirt with it.
That woman that's modeling that, she goes under the name of Tomcat Stitchery. She has her own channel
This
and
gal
does
here
sewing.
with the red dress.
Tomcat,
Oh, cute.
yeah. That's her again.
Yeah, and this floral fabric, oh, I wish I had
Yeah,
that.
that's pretty.
Isn't that incredible? Gosh, it's so, so pretty.
Oh, I love
So
that.
lots of options there if you just want to be inspired. And then I found out, which I would have found out if I read the whole pattern, but I am only going one step at a time. That those
The recipe,
ties,
recipe all the way through, and then make it.
I know. This is my silent rebellion that I'm just going one step at a time because I fear if I cut everything out and go all the way, I'll be overwhelmed.
Mhm.
But it's working good for me going one step at a time. But those ties that I want, they're
Yes.
removable.
Mhm.
So isn't that nice? Then I don't have to have that look if I don't want. Because I thought if I want to put a sweater with it,
Mhm.
those
Yeah, you don't
ties will be lumpy. Yeah.
Andrea, did you say you're 5'8"? Yeah. When I noticed you had the bodice on, would it be long enough to meet the waist?
No, now that I think about it, it's gonna fall like at my ribs. So
Yeah.
what would that look like?
You're going, just lengthen it on that line. You cut it and then you put a piece of paper behind it, whatever, say you need an inch or two, you just put paper behind it. Right, Kim?
Yeah.
What happens though, Casey, what if my waist looks
Oh,
smaller if it
and-
comes to my ribs?
It's gonna go up on your shoulders too, though.
Wait,
Wait a minute.
I
What you-
can't, I won't be able to wear it with that shirt I have on today. So,
Isn't that
yeah,
at your
it's
waist?
right at the bottom of my ribs.
Don't you wanna go down a little bit? Where's your waist?
Well, depends what you call a waist, because my hips are right here.
I say that too.
I thought that was at your waist. I thought it was at your waist. I'm looking at it and it looks like it's at your waist.
Okay, because maybe it is, but you know how they change the waist, like with these pants now. Sometimes the waist is way down here, and then
Yeah.
So I just
It is at the end of your ribs, isn't it?
is that where
Yeah.
it begins?
Put your hands on your
The-
body.
The indentation.
And just find that indentation, and mine is right below my ribs, so you might be okay.
I think it's I do think that that's where it's falling then. I wish I could put it on, but it just isn't gonna fit. right
Yeah,
now. I mean,
It
it's
should be
right
okay.
up my
Yeah.
ribs, yeah.
yeah.
I'll make my waist the smallest part of my body for this.
One of the fit classes I took, she said, where do you want your waist to be? Not where is it? Where do you want it to be? And then so people would put their hands and say, okay, now we'll design to that, because I'm a petite from here to here to my waist, and then I'm a long from my waist down.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, so if you put my waist where it, where anatomically it is, I look kind of funny. I look like a bellhop, with that short.
The reason I said that, my daughter is 5'9" and we always had to lengthen. So she just might be long-waisted where yours is average, like.
Well, I do have a long torso. Like I can't buy one-piece swimsuits. They just won't fit.
Oh,
So I was thrilled when they came out with the tankini.
Yes.
Like the greatest invention ever, because I could still cover my body.
I bought one of those and the skirt floats on top of the water. It looks ridiculous on me.
Oh. Yeah, so I feel like the bodice is right, but I guess, I don't know. I mean, this does have a waistband. I hope it doesn't look ridiculous.
Well, like Casey said, you could put another band in.
Right, you could.
Mhm.
If I need to. So
If you need to.
And if you feel like you're just maybe a little bit short, you can also, when you put that waist seam together with the skirt, is just make the waist side only a 1/4 inch seam.
Yeah,
that would give you a 1/2 inch length. So it would be that you could still, if it's only a little bit, you can still work with that.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Well, we'll find out.
You'll have a story.
Basted,
Create a new
when you put it
style.
together, when you put it together with basting stitches in case you need to take it out. And do something.
Because I wouldn't be lengthening the bodice though, just the waistband. Is that what you're saying?
Isn't it just 2 pieces? It's a bodice and the skirt.
Oh, it has a tie. That's right. Don't you think the tie will hide some of it?
It'll accentuate it.
But
Oh,
it's about comfort. If it's not fitting you at the right spot, you will feel uncomfortable.
Hmm.
At least I do.
Then you go without the belt.
Okay. Well, now I feel like Suzette.
I'm gonna bring
All
all
right.
my stuff to Virginia so we can figure all this out at the same time.
It would be so much fun. If only seriously we could do it together. So how
I
much fun
know.
would that be? With
You
a
know,
have all that.
Google it and you'll see different people put the step you want to see. Like, you know, if you want to see how they seam things, how a dart is done, key it in and a YouTube thing will come up and then you follow along if it's a good one.
Yes.
Most of them
Been
are.
watching a lot of them on the darts.
Mhm. It worked. That technique that you all gave us works beautifully. Just decrease, decrease. And I just
Oh.
counted the 4 for mine. Each
And
chain.
then you went, right before you got to the end, you went right off the fabric.
Yes. And then I lift the needle, lift the presser foot, just scooch it so that the waist, what I call the waist part of the dart, the one that's going to be inside the garment, I just go back maybe not even 1/2 inch and take like 2 stitches inside that space, and then I cut the thread, and that's enough usually to hold it in and doesn't leave any knots or anything like that, and the dart won't unravel.
Kim, you do that too, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you had mentioned that. Yeah.
And they were talking on one of the videos about a punch hole. That's where the little circle is. At the end of the dart, is that not where you're supposed to stop? Or are you supposed, that's like a 1/4 inch?
No, you go to it, but you're doing small stitches before you
Okay.
get to that.
But you don't go past that.
Yeah. I don't know if they still have it, but years ago there was you could mark your pattern and it would go down like this and you could mark your darts and different things with it. It might be really old though. I have one, but it's really good. It marks things. But you're fine if you're just, you know, what you're doing.
And if you practice on your practice fabric, Suzette, I think you'll feel much better about it.
Yeah.
After the
Okay.
first one, I was like, okay, I can handle this. Elaine, when are you cutting your fabric?
I hope before tomorrow. I know what, I'm not cooking today.
There you go.
Oh,
I'll
we're gonna get on the naughty list at your house if for the reason you're not cooking.
He's not here right now.
You're gonna be in big trouble. Maybe you better feed him first and cut second.
That's true. Or send him outside.
So fun. Okay, ladies, I'll be back here at 12:30 if anyone's bored.
Okay, Andrea, what's the passcode for?
To get into this meeting,
Because we didn't have a passcode to get into this meeting. So why do you have a passcode for the 12:30 meeting?
do you know why? Because at the end of the month, Zoom's gonna force every meeting to have a passcode. So that's the new default.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
people were, kind of jumping into meetings when they shouldn't be and doing not nice things. So
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
it
Okay.
was,
So I wish, initially they didn't want any passcodes for anything on the meetings, because just ease of access. But at the end of the month, they're all going to get, and I feel like it might have been July, but maybe they extended it into August. But I could go in and try and take it out. I just have to remember before they implement that to put them back in, or everyone will be logged out.
I just noticed it this morning when I was making sure I knew what the meeting ID number was.
Yeah, and you know how to get to the main club page too, right, Kim?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, when I get the confirmation, it has it in blue, so I don't key any numbers in. I just click, it says click here, and I go right to it.
And
Yeah.
I think you'll still be able to do
I
that.
like it
As
that
long
way.
as you have the link, I think you can get straight in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but today will be a good test. So see, Kim, if you just click the link, if this afternoon, if you can get in.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you can't, or we have any issues, I can try and just take it out and see what happens
Okay.
with Zoom.
If we can learn to use it, I think it's a good thing. I was on a meeting where someone crashed the meeting, and it was very disturbing.
Was it? Oh,
Yeah, I mean, people who crash these meetings are not coming in to, join in good faith.
Yeah.
So that's, unfortunately, that is one of the, so it's a caution.
mm.
Yeah. Oh.
Now you had to register, right? You
Mhm.
did have to register, right? Okay.
Right.
good.
The people who are crashing these are people who don't need, they're computer savvy enough that they're just, breaking in and basically, and not with nice intent.
Yeah, we don't want to go through that.
No, you don't.
No.
No.
I'm sorry that happened to you. Oh.
Yeah.
Now we have to register for each meeting. Is that correct?
Yeah.
But I do think for that one, I set it up. If you register once, you're good.
Right. Yeah, I noticed that.
I registered, when I registered, it was for the series, the 4
Mhm.
4 weeks or whatever, so.
And the bigger we get, I think we'll just try and do that for the series so that you don't have to add another thing to your to-do list.
Andrea, I have a computer from 12 to 12:30. Can I come in like in between?
So of course you can.
Okay. Unless he talks, and then I'll stay with him.
Yeah.
When are we gonna start the project thing? Project bag?
So do you all want to start gathering your supplies and stuff? I'll post it today, and
Yeah.
it will be posted, and we can just make that super leisurely, casual.
We don't have a time limit, do we?
Yeah,
No.
I'm
Right?
gonna have to do some designing to figure out, get all the tools that I want to put in it and figure out what it's
Yeah.
going to be look like. So that'll probably be my first step by Friday, is just to figure out what pockets and things I want.
Yeah.
So
And-
that's what I'll bring.
So I'll put up the post today and share the PDF so everyone can look at it and gather your supplies. And then we can discuss what customizations we're doing to it. And I do think I'm going to try and do if they have the instructions, or I'll find a tutorial how to do the French braiding. I think that's stunning.
It was stunning.
Mhm. And so we'll just make that our slow sew. In the event they come up with a cure for COVID and y'all have to get busy living your life, we'll expedite it. But if they don't, we'll be here slow sewing. All right. And thank you, Casey, for sharing that with us.
Oh, yeah.
And then Kim, you let us know if you find your magazine.
I will. I'm going to look for it today.
All right, wonderful. So I'll see you all later.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.